Part 3, Divine Humanity. Lesson 1, I in them. I want to unfold to your understanding something of the meaning of God immanent and God transcendent. God and man are not separated and never have been. After our lesson on the mind and soul, you are quite aware of the oneness and unity of life. You are in every living thing. You are round about everything that is. You cannot separate yourself from anything that lives, moves, and has its being. You are in the rock, the crystal in every bud and twig, and in all places at all times. You have always been. The sense of separateness is false understanding and brings only confusion of mind. Is not this feeling of unity more than a relation to God? Is it not the one speaking and breathing through all forms, all creation, the Creator and the created? How sayest thou, Show us the Father? He that has seen me hath seen the Father. O priceless truth, now our privilege and joy to into thee. I and the Father are one. How are we going to live, so that this knowledge may be used for all? You dwell in the uttermost parts of the earth. You have your responsibility there, here, and everywhere. You are not without a witness, and you know nothing but the one good, one will, not a union of spirit with parent spirit, but an atonement, knowing only one Lord, one God, one Christ. This is not a mystery to you any longer. The race is unfolding, and you are unfolding. And just as you yield to truth and love, so all are helped. I cannot put this too strongly, for in it is the answer to all the seeming mystery of pain and sorrows of life. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, and is doing this even now. Will you reverently consider why you seem to be a limited part? Is it not because you have looked upon God as part from yourself, thought of the indwelling Christ as Jesus of Nazareth? Do you not see for yourself how childlike has been your understanding? Your dependence upon someone, something, proved your childlike consciousness. And even as a child learns to say, I am myself, so will the whole human race say, as we now say together, I in you and you in me. I am myself. This understanding is putting Christ on the throne, lifting him to where he deals with error and sin as a thing outside of himself. The truth dawns, and the inner Christ reveals to man his birthright, his true power, and henceforth he becomes one with, for and through all. Think for a moment how you dishonor Jesus as a teacher if you hold him responsible for the forgiveness of your ignorance. Hath he not said, All that the Father hath is yours, is mine? He hath also given you the key, the power of appropriation by faith. Lesson 2, Thou in me. Keep in mind the previous chapter, and you will be led back to it, and find that all your life is going to teach you that the God-man Christ is all in all. This truth has to be made one with the outermost limits of creation, just as a leaf learns by drawing from its source, its oneness, more than unity with the tree. There is a condition of consciousness in everything that lives. The real you knows everything about itself, but the leaf or seeming unit can only learn slowly, by its life of dependence and unfoldment, its own place and meaning. Every atom contains the whole. The whole of God is in the blade of grass. Try to banish the thought of distance or space, and know that what you see contains within it its true life. The thought is within every expression. Your first and lowest consciousness of life was movement. Your highest is love. The seed thought is always hidden within every phase of life through which you merge. It moves, quickens, and brings forth seed thought. This is true of all creation. Your first movement was in secret. Yea, in the lowest parts of the earth, this is symbolized in every physical birth. The whole of creation is manifest to the seer. The truth of life are simple and open. I do not wish to cause you vain speculation, but we desire to be of real practical use to you at the stage of unfoldment where you are now. However low in the scale of evolution, that is, spiritual evolution, a soul is, it can be perfect of its kind and should be free from sin, sickness, and death. This is our glorious message for you. We would have you know yourselves. Get back to the cause. Why are people suffering and sinful? Because they willingly choose to dwell in a divided consciousness of good and evil. Whoever for even a second has seen that there is no evil has passed from death to life. He has entered the heaven of heavens. He has seen God. The fall is a thing of the present. It is a false understanding. Why have we tolerated this consciousness, seeing that God cannot fail? The real you has never tolerated it. There is only one consciousness really. It is deep within yourself all the time. It always has been, and now is around you, and because of it and its livingness, you are shaking off the shadow of ignorance, a condition of growth and rising into pure being. In the great process, you will know that sin and ignorance are less than the morning mists, now being dispelled by the inner sun, the fire of the love life. To become aware, while in the shadow, of the reality of this one true life is the solution of everything. For with this true understanding, you must know that all is well forever. That you are one with this movement means that you are entering into fullness and freedom. See how it is lifting the whole race. We see its potent healing power everywhere. We rejoice with you. You are entering into the kingdom of life and light. Death and sin are conquered now and forever. In our next lesson, we will discuss the way of ascent from your present condition. Peace and joy and the sweet fellowship of the heavenly host be yours as you consider these truths. Nothing is impossible to him that believeth. Lesson 3. Seek and ye shall find. The question may be asked, why are so many people still in bondage even with this knowledge? We are in earnest and are willing to be and do what we can. It is good for you to give your heart to the understanding of wisdom. Knowledge is not understanding. To know God, we must be godlike. Because we long for perfection, we are already at its beginning. Do not regard any of these things as distant or outside yourself. That is the spirit of separateness. Let us meet the seeming difficulties together, the weights and hindrances of your everyday life, for the truth will set you free. Many of you seem to be in bondage to the climate, to lack of heat or to unevenness of temperature. Your bodies are subject to many influences. I too suffered in this way, and I would gladly help you with my experience. How could I understand that what I needed was within? I thought it necessary to be warmly clad to avoid chill and to take food to sustain life. Ah, if I could only show you for a minute a spiritual being who has passed this stage. You would know beyond all doubt that Christ is the bread of life, the true daily bread, nourishing both soul and body, able to supply your every need. As you awake in the morning, you look outside and see cold. Now you both see and feel cold. You must see before you feel a truth or a falsehood. This is a law. We shall straightway begin to reverse the order. You will look within and see only God. You will feel and understand God. Your feeblest effort in this direction must have its reward. Read this truth into every detail of the day and live in the assurance that God cannot fail. See reality, God, behind every shadow. As you go into the outer, cast out fear. Be not anxious, and the very elements will be at one with you. This is the rule of the spiritual. Your whole supply for every need is within yourself. The day is at hand when man, on earth, will be a true spiritual being. Even now you have expressed yourself in the present phase, and the God-man is seeking a higher form of manifestation. But all must cooperate, and you are learning the laws of the spiritual kingdom for this end, that sorrow and sighing may flee away, that the sons and daughters of God may hunger no more. Your responsibility is great, but your work is for eternity. Do not lose heart. Be of good courage. The work may seem slow, but God is in it. The result in yourself will be first a sense of command, and later you will smile at your old fears and limitation. For you will be at home and at rest in any climate or circumstance. Do you not see for yourself how your thought has been concerned with your dependence upon material warmth, food, and sustenance? Later you will put these in their true place, and life will open out its treasure. At present, your whole time and thoughts are given to caring for the daily outer life. Think what the spiritual being, with its higher faculties, could enter into if you gave half as much time and thought to the true life. Live simply. Take no anxious thought for the things of today. Let the dead bury their dead. Follow me. I am within. Lesson 4. The knowledge of God shall cover the earth. The day of the Lord is at hand, is here. Truly the Lord Christ has come in great glory. Thy signs are in earth and sky. Lift up your heads. The King of glory has come in. This is the wonder, the silence of this new birth. What does it mean for you? The consciousness of Christ is dawning in every lowly heart. The supreme man Christ is on the throne, and darkness is under his feet. God tells this blessed secret to the dwellers in the innermost, that they may carry the tidings to the very outermost. The Lord our God is one Lord, even Christ. There is something for you to do in this work, but all good, all knowledge is within oneself. The real need for help is great. We see souls imprisoned in limitation, thirsting for living water. Many people would die for lack of understanding. Man is divine, and God is ever in the midst. Your true consciousness is the knowledge that one and one only fills all space. When you silently think of this, you will know that this understanding, in this continual realization, true freedom lies. You will cast off everything alien to this. Nay, you will transmute the very sins and ignorance into the pure gold and wealth of life. These must be the healing of the self by the self, the forgiveness, the whole redemption from your Christ, your indwelling Lord. You are in all and through all, in every place, since hidden within yourself is the center of all worlds. As you write these words, we are near you, and many would like to come back and tell you the glorious news, to open your eyes that you may see in very truth, there am I in the midst. So far you have understood clearly the one self of all when you have looked within. But now we will try to look out upon seemingly separate personalities and still see the one only. To recognize the one Lord in all is to lift them into the consciousness of the Christ, and this is just what the spiritually taught are doing. You must each do your part where you are. Help souls to cast out fear. Fear is one of your foes. In one way or another, you allow this false condition to cloud your vision and drag down your spirit. Get rid of fear for yourself and for others. There is absolutely nothing to fear. The indwelling Christ is Lord Supreme. Remind yourself constantly of your true nature. Declare that the light dispels darkness, and see this law in action. I no longer, but Christ the Lord God omnipotent reigneth. See what this little enemy fear has done, a very fox, spoiling the vine. In your immediate environment, the body, fear affects its circulation, digestion, and gastric juices. I only use these words so that we may swiftly ascend to a higher plane. Fear not, there is none other God but me. Once rid the race of fear, and love, joy, peace would spring up. Now this must positively be done in each one of you. In fact, the universe has been conquered when you have won. Your own Christ has conquered sin and death. Face fear, life, and circumstances with the certainty of the I am with you and in you. Only thus will you honor God. Try from this moment to forget the small you, false and shadowy, and cast it off forever. Here I would say that only love is Lord. You can fill the whole mentality with love thoughts, so making a rich soil for the growth of good. You have nothing to fear. You are in God, and God is in you. Cleanse your hearts, and not your garments. From within must the true forgiveness arise, and not from without. Be clean every whit, whole and perfect. Be positive. Know that you must make your circumstances, and not wait for events and an act. You are blind and miserable till your inner eyes, the eyes of the understanding, are opened. It is high time to awake. Out of the sleep, use these God-given powers for the good of every one. There is nothing outside God. God and man are one. Confidence and trust are the antidotes for anxiety and fear.